The aim of this video is to show just how important it is to be open to experiences at the frontier of reality. Over the last few years, I have been amazed to discover that many people who have had experiences that defy all rationality, for instance, visions of the deceased, powerful dreams, disturbing coincidences, didn't take them seriously. As a result, these people were unable to access the deeper meaning of these experiences, because their reaction was often the same: rejection. Without falling into mysticism, it seems to me that categorizing those experiences under the simple heading "it's the fruit of my imagination" deprives us of the lessons to be learned from those experiences. I'd like to illustrate this point by telling you about my first vision. When my first daughter was born, everything was perfect. The birth had lasted less than 3 hours. My wife and my daughter were in perfect health. I had been able to hold my baby in my arms and savor the joy of parenthood with my wife. The delivery room in the maternity ward was so calm that I remember sitting in a comfortable armchair and thinking to myself, what calm, what serenity. I was so soothed that I felt like I was in a Buddhist temple. This point is important for what follows. A few days later, at home one evening just before going to bed, I decided to go and see my baby in his room. I take a quick look around the bed to make sure everything is okay, and I move closer to my daughter, who is sleeping peacefully. Suddenly, I see her transform into a beautiful 20-something girl standing in front of me, smiling tenderly. She is as real as if she had been a flesh and blood person standing in front of me. She then says to me in a calm, gentle voice, "Don't worry, Daddy, everything is going to be fine." And she disappears as quickly as she appeared to make way for my baby, who is still sound asleep. It takes me a few moments to recover from the vision, and then I immediately go and tell my wife what I've just experienced. At the time, I didn't understand the meaning of this experience, especially as I didn't feel any stress. The surprise dominated my inner state at that moment, because no worries had really crossed my mind, either during the pregnancy or after birth. I could have put this experience down to my imagination, but I welcomed it as an encouragement not to be an helicopter parent, constantly watching over your children's every move. This vision gave me great serenity and confidence in life, because I believed that this message was really addressed to me by my daughter from the future, so that I could enjoy her childhood without imagining 1,000 catastrophic scenarios. Like all children, my eldest daughter went through ups and downs, but I have to admit that I lived through her difficulties with incredible confidence because of the message she had given me. For the record, 5 years later I was on a subway train when I saw a young girl's face on an advertisement on the wall that closely looked like the face of the girl I had seen in my vision. Strange as it may seem, when my daughter was in her early 20s, I was really impressed by my daughter's resemblance to the face of the girl I remembered from the subway. I think the absolute confidence I had and still have in her played an important role in her development and realization. This explains, in part, the beautiful person she has become, radiant, and confident in life. Looking back, it seems to me that I was right not to classify this experience as a figment of my imagination. And the fact that I think about it often, very often, still nourishes the unshakable confidence I have in my daughter, whom I love more than anything. It seems to me that existence is generous with messages of all kinds, and that we have much to gain by remaining open-minded and welcoming what can change our lives.